Hello everyone, welcome to my another video. So in this video I am going to tell you that how to maintain consistency in your studies while you are preparing for any competitive exam or UPSC, right? So this video is requested by Jatin Modi through YouTube comment. So first start with some talks, then come to the tips. So first I am going to tell you that we all are human beings and we can break our rules, right? So we are not machine that we do same things, same studies each and every day. It's not possible. Sometimes we can break the rules or sometimes we can take the break. So first you have to keep in mind that you are a human being, not a machine. So this is the first thing. Then come to the tips which you have to keep in mind while you are preparing for any competitive exam. Number one, you have to be passionate with your work or you have to love your studies. That means you have to enjoy the preparation. While you are preparing for any competitive exam or UPSC, you have to enjoy the preparation system, right? You have to enjoy the subject, you have to love the studies. Then only you can consistent with this. Otherwise you cannot consistent with your studies, or otherwise you cannot continue this for a longer period. As you all know, UPSC syllabus is very much huge and we have to study at least 1 to 2 years. Sometimes it takes 3 years or 4 years for some people. But so you have to be very focused and you have to be keep patience, right? So you have to keep patience and you have to be very focused. So for that, you need many things. The number one is love your studies or you have to be very passionate about your studies. So for that, I will recommend you can do two things. That means the motivation. The two types of motivation is there. Number one is the inner motivation and number two is the outer motivation. Inner motivation comes from our mind. That means from our inner side, right? And the outer motivation comes from the outside event or the environment. So for the inner motivation, you can do yoga, exercise, pranayam, you practice your hobby, this type of things. And for the outer motivation, you can go for those environment which is related to your studies. That means you have to practice a lot those type of things which is related to your UPSC preparation. That means you have to when the toppers video came in the YouTube after each and every year exam or result, you have to watch those YouTube videos. That means the toppers video, which will help you to keep motivated, right? And you have to make 2 to 3 people your role model from IPS, IAS or whatever services you want, but you have to keep 2 to 3 people or sometimes 10 people, whatever it is, you have to make a role model. That means by watching him or her, you have to prepare like them, right? So for that, I will recommend you can paste their picture on your study table or on your wall of your room. So these are the things which you can do for your outer motivation. So this is the tips number one. Then come to the proper timetable. You have to maintain a proper timetable. That means without making a proper timetable or without doing a proper framework, you cannot go further for a longer period, right? So for that, you have to be a proper timetable. That means a yearly target, 6-month target, 3-month target, 1-month target, weekly targets, and also the daily targets. So for that, you have to make a proper timetable. That means I have to complete this subject in 1 year. I have to complete this those subject in 1 year, 6 months and 3 months. Then you have to practice that I have to do these things in 1 week, or then you have to make your daily targets that I have to complete those chapters, like 4 chapters from this subject and 2 chapters from that subject. I have to make these notes. I have to revise the current affairs. I have to do the mock test. So you have to make your day targets accordingly. This is the tips number 2. Then come to the 3. You have to appreciate yourself or reward yourself, or you have to punish yourself if you can't complete those targets. So you have to be very proper that if you cannot complete your day targets, then you can punish yourself. If you can complete your day targets, you have to reward yourself. Like take an example, if you can complete your day targets for the next 6 or 7 days, that means the 1 week, you have to tell yourself that if I complete those things, I will go for a movie or I will go for an outing. This is the reward yourself, right? Then come to the punish yourself. How you can punish yourself? If you want to punish yourself, you can tell that if I can't complete the today's target or if I can't complete this week target, I won't eat my favorite ice cream, I won't eat my favorite chocolate for the next 10 days. If I complete my targets, then only I can eat it, right? So if you do these things, you will enjoy the process. So our sole motive is to enjoy the process. When you are reading the history or when you are reading the geography, mathematics, whatever the subject, you have to enjoy this subject. Like you have to watch the audio visual. You can watch the toppers talk on that subject. So your study should be interesting, that you never feel bored, right? So this is your third tips. Then come to the regular break. You have to take some regular break also. That means break there are many types. The number one break is your hourly break. Then come to the daily break, then the weekly break, then the monthly break, then the yearly break. So you have to take these type of breaks, right? So first I'm going to tell you that if you want to study 8 hours or 12 hours, you have to divide it in 4 slots. That means if you want to study 8 hours, then you have to divide your time slot in 4 division. That means 2, 2, 2 and 2. That means 2 into 4 is equal to 8. If you want to study 12 hours, you have to make a slot of 3, 3, 3 and 3. 3 into 4, 12. So like this, you have to divide the time. You have to break the time. You don't have to study for 6 hours for a period. You don't have to study for a longer period. If you do these things, you will feel frustrated and you will feel bored. And the last phase, or that means if you are consistently studying 6 hours, the first 3 hours maybe you are more concentrated, but the next 3 hours you cannot be able to concentrate on your studies, and that studies will not be helpful for your further recall, right? So for that, I will highly recommend you study for 2 hours or 3 hours, then take 1 hour break. In this 1 hour, you can do YouTube videos, you can watch YouTube videos, you can watch Toppers Talk, you can eat your lunch or breakfast or dinner, whatever it is, but take a proper break. Then start your next phase. Like this, you have to study 3 hours in the morning, early morning. Then after breakfast, you have to study 3 hours. Then after lunch, you have to go for a light nap. Then in the evening, you have to study for 3 hours, and then in the night, you have to study for again 3 hours or again 2 hours, whatever it is. But you have to try to maintain this consistency with a proper break. This is your daily break. Then come to the weekly break. That means the Monday to Saturday, these 6 days study routine should be same, and the Sunday's routine should be different, right? So Monday to Saturday, you have to study 8 to 12 hours. This is the minimum requirement. Then come to the Sunday. If you go for the Sunday, your study time should be 4 to 6 hours. That means if you study 8 hours from Monday to Saturday, then you have to study Sunday only 4 hours. If you study 12 hours Monday to Saturday, then you have to study 6 hours only on Sunday. That means you have to give time by yourself on the Sunday. That means you have to practice some hobby which is give pleasure to you or refresh to you. So you have to give time, and on the Sunday your routine should be different. That means you have to solve mock papers or prelims or mains, whatever it is, and also watch the Toppers video. This type of things a little bit different from your Monday to Saturday routine. That means if you don't do this, or if you continue the process for the next 15 days or 20 days, then it will give a burden on your head. So don't do this. Make a proper timetable and accordingly make a break. Hourly break, daily break, weekly break. Then after 15 days, you have to go for outing. That means this is very necessary when you are preparing for a longer period for any competitive exam or for UPSC. It is very highly recommended that you have to take a break after 15 days. That means after 15 days, that means twice in a month, you have to go for an outing or movie or shopping or some meeting with your friends, whatever it is, but you have to be refreshed yourself for the next upcoming 15 days. These refreshment or your 1 day for your refreshment will help you in the next upcoming 15 days to concentrate in your studies, right? So these are the breaks. Then come to the compare your work with your previous day's work, right? So you have to improve yourself day by day. That means when you are reading today, you have completed this one chapter I think I am assuming that you have studied this chapter in 4 hours, right? So the next day when you are revising this chapter, you have to minimize that time. You have to keep a watch time on your in front of you, that I have to complete this chapter in 3 hours. Previous day I have completed that chapter in 4 hours, and the next day I have to complete this chapter in 3 hours, and again the next day I have to reduce it in 2 hours, 1 hour. You have to improve each and every day. That means if I remember the things the last day takes me it 4 hours, in the next few days I have to reduce it in 1 or 2 hours. That means you have to compare yourself with you, not other person. You have to compare yourself with you, and you have to practice these things every day. This is the number 5 tips. Then come to the 6. Don't read 14 to 15 hours for the 3 to 4 days and stop it for the next 2 to 3 days. Don't do this. If you feel that I will read 15 hours for the next 3 days, and after 3 days you cannot continue this. This is not the actual way. If you read 15 to 16 hours, I have seen many aspirants, those who study 15 to 16 hours for the 5 to 6 days. After that they can't continue them. It's not possible. We are human, not machine, that you can read for 16 to 17 hours. It's not possible, and you cannot be able to remember those things, and your brain capacity should have a limit, right? So for that, it is very much needed that you study 10 to 12 hours, 8 to 12 hours. Maybe it is totally depend on person to person. Some people can read 8 hours, some people can 10, some people can 12. It is totally up to them, but read in a consistent way. That means if you feel that I can't read 8 hours or 12 hours, no matter, you can read 6 hours only, but you in a consistent way. Reading 14 hours or 15 hours for the 3 days, and after 5 to 3 days you can stop it, rather than go for a 6 hours study each and every day. This is very highly recommended, right? So you can continue your consistency like this. Then come to the avoid mobile phones. So this is the very much distractions of a new generations, the mobile phone and the social media account. So when we go for a study, I will highly recommend you. I am 23 now, and even today when I go for study, I just kept my mobile phone on flight mode and go to give to my mothers, and then I study. Because we are human beings, we cannot control our mind each and every time, right? Sometimes I got a call and I just online for WhatsApp or Telegram, whatever it is, so that I will recommend you can keep distance from your mobile phone while you are go for a study. And this will help you to concentrate on your study, and this will help you to maintain a consistency in your study. Then come to the proper assessment. That means the mock test. When you are reading, when you are making any study or note, whatever it is, you have to assess yourself. You have to make an assessment that whether your study is perfect or not. How you will know that your study is it is 100% okay? Right. So to know your study or to know your perfection, you have to give the prelims mock test or mains mock test or interview practice, whatever it is, whatever situation you are now, you have to assess yourself that I have to give the test. By giving my test, you will get a rank. When I give the Vision IAS prelims and mains mock test, they give me a rank, which gives me a motivation. When I see my rank that it is in the rank 50 or rank 10, I think it's a rank 70 or rank 17, 18, 50, 70, this type of under 100 rank, it gives me an inner motivation. In those exams which I get up to 100 rank, it gives me a pressure that I have to work on this area. So this will give you a consistent motivation that you have to work a lot, you have to improve yourself a lot. So you have to assess yourself each and every day by giving mock test and solving test papers. Then come to the group study. So you can do group study also if you have good enough peer groups, right? So I have my best friend, I and she, we both together give the mock test on Sunday. On Sunday, we gave CSAT mock test or GS mock test, this type of mock test we gave together. That means we compete each other. If you do these things with your peer groups or with your friends, you can assess yourself better that you are competing with another person who is also competing for your same exam. So that gives you an inner motivation, inner consistency to keep focus on your study. So I think if you follow these things, I can assure you that you will definitely get some benefit from this. And I hope I have covered all the sections which all of you wants to know for this topic. And I think I have covered all the sections, and I think this video will definitely benefiting for all of you. So that's it for today. If you like this video, please hit the like button and share with your friends so that each and everyone can get benefit from this video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Goodbye.